कॉन्वर्जेशन हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे टाटा ग्रुप के सीएफओ पीवी बालाजी। कंपनी के नंबर्स आ चुके हैं, कैसा रहा परफॉर्मेंस और क्या रहेगा आगे का आउटलुक, ये सब बात करेंगे। मिस्टर बालाजी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए। पहला सवाल, हमने देखा नंबर्स हैवंट मेट द एक्सपेक्टेशंस इन द सेंस कि हमें पता था थोड़ा प्रेशर है जेएलआर का, और जो बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट है चाइना में पर्टिकुलरली वो बहुत ही चैलेंजिंग है फिलहाल। आपके हिसाब से ये कंसर्न कितना और चलेगा? आई नो आपने एक टर्नराउंड प्लान भी ये किया है, बट उस पर हम बाद में बात करके पहले मुझे आपसे ये समझना है, ये नंबर्स आपके एक्सपेक्टेशंस मीट किए हैं कि नहीं?
We are disappointed with the China performance. We have said that explicitly, and उसमें हमारा the magnitude of the fall in the China market is something I don't think any OEM planned for it, or almost every one of them is coming up with some warning or the other on that. It's been a very very sharp fall. Interestingly, हमारा जो बाकी मार्केट जो है, be it US, UK जो है, rest of the world, all of them are going to meet their internal budget targets that we have for the year. सिर्फ चाइना हमारा has been the fly in the ointment. तो वो थोड़ा disappointing है. And but what we also realize is the market conditions externally are quite challenging. जो डीजल ले लीजिए, डीजल टैक्सेस ले लीजिए, ब्रेक्सिट ले लीजिए, ट्रेड वॉर्स ले लीजिए, कंज्यूमर कॉन्फिडेंस इन चाइना ले लीजिए, रेगुलेटरी रूल, देयर इज अ फेयर नंबर ऑफ चैलेंजेस जो है। तो हमने सब देख के देयर इज ओनली वन टेक आउट एट द एंड ऑफ ऑल दिस। हम इसमें पीएचडी कर सकते हैं ईच ऑफ देम। डिमांड इज रिमेन लाइकली टू रिमेन म्यूटेड। सो हम सीधा वो डिसीजन पे आया सेइंग दैट डिमांड इज गोइंग टू बी म्यूटेड। इन दैट सिचुएशन हमको करना क्या है in this muted demand environment is only two things. It is only about turnaround. How do you get that piece right? उसमें तीन चीजें हैं. Always, even in a low demand environment, keep the focus on innovation and growth continuing come what may. यही हम किया passenger vehicles में in India as well. 4 products coming in 6 weeks time. This month festive season has not been great, but we still grew 11%. तो focus on growth और innovation पहले रखने का है. Second, we need to ensure that the cost and cash actually cost outs happen in the business. We save money, reduce the cash burn in the business to ensure we conserve cash. Second come. Third, during a crisis, excellent time to go and fix the fundamental issues, capabilities, so that जब हम crisis से बाहर निकलते हैं उस समय will be far stronger than the time when we went into the crisis. यही तीन चीज हम टर्न अराउंड 1.0 टाटा मोटर्स में भी किया. कंटिन्यूड फोकस ऑन सेल्स, कॉस्ट आउट्स, सप्लाई चेन रिलायबिलिटी.
वहाँ पे आपने सक्सेस देखी.
तो पहले सीवी में दिखाया, उसके बाद पीवी में दिखाएगा, अभी हम जेएलआर में दिखाएंगे.
बिल्कुल. तो आप बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट है टर्नअराउंड प्लान को लेके. प्रोजेक्ट चार्ज का नाम दिया है आपने इसको, और इसमें काफी स्पेसिफिक टारगेट्स आपने आउटलाइन किए हैं. वो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. मतलब आपने एक नंबर भी दिया है और आप बड़े कॉन्फिडेंट है वो मीट करेंगे. मेरा एक सवाल, पहले कैसे मीट करेंगे, और दूसरा, जब आप जानते हैं कि चैलेंजिंग एनवायरनमेंट है, चाइना को लेके पर्टिकुलरली डिमांड म्यूटेड रहेगी, आपका इतना एक्सपोजर चाइना पे है, तो क्या इसका मतलब ये है कि आप आगे चलकर थोड़ा पुल बैक करेंगे इस मार्केट पे डिपेंडेंसी में, क्योंकि आउटलुक कुछ ज्यादा पॉजिटिव नहीं दिख रहा है? टर्न अराउंड उस इकोनॉमी की कब तक आपको उम्मीदें होगी?
फर्स्ट थिंग ऑन चाइना डिपेंडेंसी, ब्रॉडली यूके, यूएस, यूरोप, चाइना, रेस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, 5 ब्रॉड रीजन्स हम ऑपरेट करते हैं. 2020 we are not overexposed to China from a revenue perspective. Yes, profitability wise, China is far more profitable than any part of the business. Therefore, the dependency on China is better. With Project Charge, we are stepping up profitability of the entire organization.
Sure.
So that should ensure that we are not over dependent on China. But ये हमारा बहुत important market है. 20% हम उसमें से आता है. Disproportionate profit भी आता है. तो therefore उसमें हम win करना ही है. Hence, we have called out resuming profitable growth in China as a key priority. उसमें इश्यूज क्या है? इशू नंबर 1, कॉन्फिडेंस, कंज्यूमर कॉन्फिडेंस लो, मार्केट सिचुएशन इज ऑन स्लाइटली चैलेंजिंग है. जो टैरिफ वॉर के जो हिसाब से हो रहा है, कंज्यूमर कॉन्फिडेंस बहुत लो है. ओनली वे टू एड्रेस दैट, कीप द इनोवेशन गोइंग, मेक एक्साइटिंग प्रोडक्ट्स, गेट योर वॉक-इन्स गोइंग, एडवर्टाइज प्रॉपरली, गेट योर ब्रांड सेलिएंट. That's the only way to win in a
प्रोडक्ट मिक्स में कुछ चेंजेस लाएंगे आप?
नया प्रोडक्ट्स आ रहा है, उधर ई-पेस जा रहा है. Huge success product for us is getting into e-pace there. Second product जो है Evoque का relaunch हो रहा है उधर. So we will have a pretty tight, intensive pipeline of products going into China. That is what made JLR what it is. So exciting products and fabulous innovation, top-notch technology. वो तीनों जाएगा, उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. We will continue to invest in those areas. चाइना में that is priority number 1. Priority number 2, डीलर का जो profitability है वो कम हुआ है क्योंकि suddenly growth has tapered off and they have invested in the business, so therefore that suddenly takes them out. So first thing, we are reducing investment, inventory कम करिए, इसलिए हमारा सेल कम हुआ है मगर उनका इन्वेंट्री भी कम हुआ है, which is very good, which means they will get back to return on investment which are better. Third, उनका जो भी challenges है in terms of profitability, discounting in the market, slowly हमारा transaction price ऊपर उठते जा रहा है, which means that's good news. We are moving to a more a pull system in China instead of a push system, in line with what a premium OEM has to be. And lastly, हमारा जो brands का health जो है उसमें हम बहुत ध्यान दे रहे हैं to ensure those brands are continue to remain healthy. यही plan है चाइना का. इसमें से we are confident we'll get the growth coming back into China with winning with our partners there.
Sure.
So that is priority number 1 in a turnaround. Second, we have given very clear focus on business. We are wanting to run the business on वो 2 channel में चलाना चाह रहे हैं. As far as growth है, innovation है, वो business as usual है. कोई difference नहीं है. चलते जाओ, जो कर रहा है करने दो. Keep doing it better. Cost, capital, capex, cash is business unusual. Where you're saying mentally assume growth is going to be extremely low. And plan bottom up the business, planning bottom up से करो. इतना EBIT चाहिए तो इतना cost है तेरे पास है. सिर्फ हमारा घर पे जो बजट होता है वही है, इतना ही पैसा है, इसके बेसिस में इसी में काम चलाओ घर के अंदर. That is what project charge is, which is taking out cost out completely. And हम उसमें we intend over the, and we have called it specifically 18 महीने में करेंगे. हमने नहीं बोला कि हम 1.5 years में करेंगे, वो ऐसा बहुत नहीं करें. 18 महीने में करने का है. And it's a weekly meetings with a lot of governance from here as well as from the top management of JLR.
Constant check and
every 2 weeks is the decision making. You will notice a rhythm of announcements coming in JLR for every 2 weeks. Castle Bromwich का 3 दिन किया, उसके बाद Solihull बंद किया 2 हफ्ते के लिए. वो every 2 weeks decisions are getting taken because teams are working on it, coming up with a suggestion, putting up for approval, decided move. तो वो rhythm में चल रहा है.
Rationalize करेंगे आप production,
जो भी है production demand हो रहा है, cost out करना है, इसका design हम बदल रहे हैं, all those one by one decisions are taking. It's a highly rigorous process जो चला रहा है. हम उसमें BCG consultants appoint किया है, उनके साथ हमारा बहुत अच्छा तालमेल चल रहा है to ensure this business turns around. And that is the second work that we are doing.
जी.
Third work जो चला रहे हैं is in this time is a great time to actually look back at systems, processes, product quality, everything that you had want. You didn't have time to do that because you're growing so fast.
Yeah, अब जाके
अभी it's like घर के अंदर थोड़ा साफ सफाई होना है, थोड़ा रिपेयर होना है, वो सब कर देंगे to ensure जब क्राइसिस से निकलते हैं we'll be much stronger and we take off. So that is exactly what we did in commercial vehicles and passenger vehicles. That's what we'll do in JLR as well.
आपने जो केपेक्स रखते हैं आप यूजुअली प्रोडक्ट के उसमें, तो उसमें भी थोड़ा कटबैक किया है. आगे चलकर वो बढ़ेगा क्योंकि आप प्रोडक्ट आपका मेन सेंटरपीस रहेगा.
See, what we are saying is जो 4.5 billion हमने पहले प्लान किया, अभी उसको 4 billion किया है. ऑलमोस्ट अबाउट 9,000 crore, अभी अबाउट 4,500 crores उसमें कमती किया है. That part of it, we are not touching any product. All of it is things that we are doing outside the product. हमारा टेस्टिंग फैसिलिटी चाहिए था, नहीं चाहिए. We'll take it out later. Any infrastructure investments, buildings, all taken out because growth उतना नहीं है, तो we don't need those
right
stuff.
now expansion इतनी जरूरत नहीं है.
Nothing. So no, थोड़ा अंदर आ जाओ. Let's sit next to each other rather than have a more expansive. So anything that is extracurricular is out. सिर्फ curriculum है, and that is what we want to focus on, and that will help us conserve cash. And that 4 billion is good enough for us to keep our product pipeline firing. We have seen the next 5-year plan. We know what the kind of investments we're going to make. We are comfortable there. And that will get 16 nameplates compared to the 12 nameplates we have today. So we are also expanding our portfolio during the crisis. During a crisis, never stop innovation and growth. That is our brief.
Strategy. बिल्कुल.
And at the same time, take the cost out with a laser focus on anything non-essential.
ये तो बहुत क्लियर कट आपने फोकस बताया और बिल्कुल ही आपका अटेंशन है टू इंश्योर कि ये क्राइसिस से बाहर आए और एकदम स्ट्रांगली इमर्ज करें. राइट. ऑल्सो नॉन कोर एसेट्स पे आपका क्या व्यू है? जब JLR में भी हम कुछ
Absolutely. Whatever investment that we believe is not needed for us will be out. And that is a clear work plan is underway. We're evaluating the balance sheet is being opened up to see every piece of investment in every piece there, what is needed, what is not needed. As and when we decide, we'll keep announcing. जो आप देखा होगा हमने week 7 का update हमने दिया है उसमें. So that's the level of focus that you're on to. 2 more down the week, it becomes week 9, next Monday we have the next call. We'll see what are the next set of decisions coming up for it. We will decide and move.
मोटा आपने कुछ एक अमाउंट देखा है जो आप जिससे निकाल सकते हैं नॉन कोर एसेट से आप एक अमाउंट.
We know where you're looking for. Sure. Once you've decided, I'll share with you.
Sure.
The only thing I want to give you the confidence is that this is no more business as usual as far as JLR is concerned.
Sure.
It is all in focus from the team there. And take बढ़िया सा हुआ है उनका unions के साथ. यूनियंस और मैनेजमेंट साथ में बैठ के बोला है हमारा प्राइस इंक्रीज और वेज इंक्रीज नेगोशिएशंस जो है हम 9 महीने के बाद करेंगे. Because now is not the time for us to have wage increase conversations. The business is in trouble. So let us work together to ensure that we come out of the business. इतना तालमेल चल रहा है उधर.
एकदम
साथ में चल रहा है.
ओके, सो ये तो आपका ओवरऑल स्ट्रैटेजी है इसको एड्रेस करने के लिए. बट एक क्वेश्चन सर, क्योंकि इन्वेस्टर्स को आपको रियली यहाँ पर एड्रेस करना है और उनके जो कंसर्न रहते हैं, समहाउ कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आ रहा है. ईच टाइम वी सी इवन जेएलआर के जब परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा था तो भी बहुत ज्यादा हमने इफ वी डू लाइक टू लाइक कि अगर आपकी परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी है तो शेयर प्राइस में उसमें रिफ्लेक्ट होता है नॉर्मली, वहां नहीं आया. और अब बिकॉज जेएलआर में इतना नेगेटिव एक सेंटिमेंट है तो उसका इम्पैक्ट स्ट्रेट अवे हम कंपनी पे भी देख रहे हैं, डीवीआर में भी देख रहे हैं. उस पे आपका क्या कहना है?
I think performance is, we have to do 3 things. We have to be clear on strategy, which we are. We have to communicate our strategy, which we have done. We have to deliver on our strategy, then the market will turn. So I think when the market starts believing what we are saying is for the market to decide. I can only show track record. हमने यही बोला CV में 1 year back. 6 months back यही बोला हमने PV में, and now we are saying JLR. So that is, I can only deliver and talk. But we also want to be clear what we are doing. So you like the story, the share price goes up. If people don't like the story, they will not, it's for them to decide the share price, not for me to decide.
No, that's why. So
we are very clear. The way we are going to work on this is being crystal clear what we are going to do, communicate it, and execute it flawlessly. As long as we execute well and on the strategy that we have laid out, which as the board, as the management team and our people, all of them, the thousands or 80,000 people working in Tata Motors group, all those 80,000 people are aligned to this particular thinking. And when this 80,000 people execute in unison, you will see the difference.
Okay. सर एक क्वेश्चन और है, क्योंकि लोग बोल रहे हैं कि आपने जो ये डीग्रोथ देखा चाइना में about 40% प्लस है as compared to industry which is not so deep.
8% down, yeah.
जी, 8% versus 40 plus is a big this thing. So क्या particular reason है for only JLR to fall so much?
2 things there. One is जो inventory corrections हमने लिया है, we have done it all in. We are not going to bleed this news in because our fundamental focus in this scenario is leave growth aside. Focus on the hygiene factors. Dealer का profitability कैसे बढ़ाना है, transaction price कैसे बढ़ाना है, brand health कैसे improve करना है. Keep focus on this. This can play itself out. If you try to focus on the growth, you won't get this right. And particularly, we have no idea how deep the challenge would be in terms of how deep. So earlier you do the problem, solve the problem, the better, rather than later, because then the mess is going to be even worse thereafter. So therefore, we have taken the hard call and gone in. And now we need to ensure that our dealers are with us, they get back to the profitability, and we grow together on that. यही काम अभी चल रहा है, and we are hopeful that we'll get that back on track very soon.
न्यू मार्केट्स जो आप बोल रहे हैं, जैसे चाइना से आप डिपेंडेंसी कम करके और मार्केट्स जो लुक्रेटिव आपको लग सकते हैं और जिसमें आगे ग्रोथ पोटेंशियल हम देख सकते हैं, यू नो यू हैव सम अमाउंट ऑफ एक्सपेक्टेशंस, तो वो मार्केट्स कौन से होंगे और हम कितना आपका वहां एक्सपेंशन देखेंगे?
See, today China is about 22% of my total turnover, and there are 20 on the remaining there. Overseas is a huge area, about 20%. US is a large market, which is again, if you look at our shares in each of this market, barring UK and a little bit of Europe, we are actually small players in all these setup from a relative share perspective. So I think the headroom to grow in these markets is very, very large. And take US for instance, I think it's coming back quite strongly for us.
It is, yeah.
And therefore...
but you are a very small player there.
Exactly. So. Therefore the headroom to grow is phenomenal.
Achha.
So keep the growth going. I think as long as we are focusing on the product and the customer, will win.
ओके, तो ये आपकी बड़ी क्लियर कट स्ट्रेटेजी समझ में आ गई है जहां तक JLR की बात है। अब लेट्स टॉक अबाउट टाटा मोटर्स स्टैंडअलोन, हमारे इंडियन बिजनेस एंड डोमेस्टिक बिजनेस को लेकर। जब आपने बोला CV और PV में हमने अच्छा बाउंस बैक देखा है, इट हैज मेट योर एक्सपेक्टेशंस, हैजंट इट? तो अब क्या
I think it is more than met our expectation. It will be unfair to my team if I say, yeah, I know I'm a tough taskmaster there, but I think I'll be fair to admit to both Girish and Mayank and their teams that we have more than met our expectations. But I think we've still got a long way to go because the strategy is clear. As far as CV is concerned, उसको हम decisively win करना चाह रहे हैं। जी। उसमें सब कुछ मुझे चाहिए। आप already leader है। हाँ, so we need to gain share. हमारा profitability improve करना है, हमारा cash flows और आना है। So I'm greedy. So we'll want everything there and we'll want portfolio, but we have the wherewithal to do it. We have to live up to our own potential. वही brief है as far as CV के लिए. It's a very cash accretive business, very profitable business, and we can actually it's such an exciting business from so many aspects, and it can change livelihoods of people. तो उसमें purpose भी बहुत बढ़िया है इसका. So therefore that is a sweetheart of a business in terms of what we have in our portfolio. Passenger vehicles is a business that is turning around very fast. It's an exciting business. I think nobody gave us an outside chance when I was saying I'll split financial results of CV and PV. The only question मुझे मिल रहा था इतना लॉस होएगा उस पर हम कैसे दिखाएं. हम EBITDA break even reach पहुंच के दिखाया उसको पब्लिक को. So अभी हम उसको EBITDA is not good enough. We need to now move to EBIT break even, and then we have to take up shares again. We need to get our dealers in a good way. We got about 11 products coming in. हमारा सबसे बढ़िया product जो आ रहा है Harrier, we need to launch it very well. So we got a very exciting agenda in PV, and we are quite happy. We have grown ahead of the market 33 months in a row now, which is quite something in this kind of a market situation. And this month, festive season उतना खास बढ़िया नहीं हुआ है. Still we have grown 11%. Because we've innovated with 4 products and we have given 0 discounts on that.
बिल्कुल. और आपकी product quality I must compliment.
You know, JD Power number 2 on customer service, which is great. And so I think everything is starting to come together for that business, and that is the power of a team when it puts its mind together. And that's exactly what happened in CV's a year back. The team putting its mind together. That's what you're going to see in JLR starting now. So,
what are the targets? अगर आप उसको नंबर में हमें बताएं, जैसे आप बड़े स्पेसिफिक हैं नंबर्स में देने में, तो अगर मैं पैसेंजर व्हीकल्स की बात करूं, अभी 6.2% मार्केट शेयर आपने 6.5 in terms of overall market share that you're aiming and gunning and even profitability, तो वो क्या नंबर है और कब है?
I'm not putting a number to it because there's a difference. JLR has a very specific issue to deal with of so much cost out, cash out, because the cash burn which is unsustainable. Hence we put the numbers there. Rest is also market dependent, and we have a fair amount of challenges to deal with here. So we said the strategy is winning decisively and winning sustainably. Be on that journey. Abhi EBITDA break even hua hai. I'm very clear EBITDA break even has to go all the way up to cash break even. That is when the turnaround there is.
When do you expect this to happen?
I'm not putting a time frame to it, but we will do it earlier the better. That is a simple brief on this. As far as CV is concerned, I think for them the profitability and the cash generation needs to happen even during downturn. That is when the turnaround is complete. So I think the journey is on. We are not at all saying that the domestic business we have arrived there. It's going to be an exciting phase for the next few years.
Discounting में क्या plans है? Because काफी competition discount कर रहा है.
Intensity of the competition will always be there. But as you said, I talk with numbers. Last quarter, take pricing, take mix, take cost inflation, cost savings. I've improved profit if I put the 4 together. That is how you run a business, where you are managing costs and pricing. We have priced up ahead of the market. We have managed VME very effectively. And we have managed to ensure that we are actually driving value in the business by taking up profitability. And then on top of it is my fixed cost operating leverage. So that is how the profitability has come, with a fair amount of focus. So, and my EBITDA, if I take passenger commercial vehicles, in an environment of a depreciating rupee, huge inflation in steel, we managed to hold EBITDA steady for 3 quarters in a row. So that tells you that this is not a discounting game that we are playing. It's far richer than that.
Far richer, for sure. और एक सवाल सर, आपके जो स्टेक है दूसरे कंपनीज में, उन पे आपका क्या आउटलुक है? बात हुआ था कि you will be looking to.
We are still in that space. I think we need to get the right value for that, and we are very clear it has to be disposed. And the minute we get the right value, is something that we will take it out.
टाटा की बिजनेस पे कितना कैपेक्स प्लान है और अभी फिलहाल कैश कितना है कंपनी में और डेट लेवल्स कैसे हैं?
Total cash, if I like at JLR, for instance, about 5.3 billion pounds, which is roughly, take 53,000 crores, just multiply by 100, 53,000 crores we have. Tata Motors domestic is about 4,500 to 4,800 crores of cash we have. So there is sufficient cash in the business, there's no concern at all. We just refinanced our bond in JLR. We took an additional standalone loan, syndicated loan, about $1 billion. So availability of money is the least of the issues for a Tata company. That is not the issue there at all. What we are saying is that we need to generate our own cash. Borrowing is more for sudden there is a trouble we can take to borrowing. Business has to stand alone on its own. That's the reason we called it consistent, competitive, cash accretive growth. That is strategy.
Sure.
So as far as cash is concerned, Tata Motors domestic, we generated about 700 crores of free cash flows this quarter. And as far as the year is concerned, we'll generate positive cash flows. Last year we had positive free cash flows. So Tata Motors business is now steady in its loan of about 20,000 crores. 20,000 crores is 20,000 crores too high. So therefore, that is the reason we said we will sell the non-core businesses to pay down the debt, and we are on a mission to get that debt down. So that
any timelines?
As soon as possible, because that ends up paying a fair amount of interest, and conceptually also with charge coming in, they'll also have to move back into cash positivity as soon as possible.
बिल्कुल. और आपका capex कितना है
domestic business में? Domestic business about 4,000 to 4,500 crores is what I expect to see on a steady state capex. 4,000 में we should be able to sell our गाड़ी चल सकती.
Okay, and finally sir, last question, international business for Tata Motors, not JLR.
Yeah.
उसमें आपका कितना focus रहेगा? आपको लगता है opportunity?
It's a huge market for us, growing extremely strongly.
अच्छा, वो कितना बढ़ रहा है? If you can share number.
We did about 38% growth in our first half, so it's a very, very strong growth rates coming through. Depreciating rupee makes it even more attractive.
Yeah, exactly.